First of all, I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers for giving me a link to the video of Colin Cowherd talking about Russell Westbrook and the incident that happened last night in the game in Denver. Um, you know, 78 Sports TV, man, he said something to me one day, man, we and him were talking, and it just pops in my mind to mention it. All right. 78 once told me that when a person decides in their mind not to like you, then once they've done that, they're not going to look at anything you do with a neutral perspective. Everything that they would give, uh, everything that you do that they would give another person the benefit of the doubt, they're always going to see everything you do in a negative light. They're going to criticize everything you do or say. All right? I'm starting to strongly suspect that Colin Cowherd is something of a, I don't want to say he's a white supremacist. I think he fits more into the classic bigot type category. Um, I think he fits more into one of those persons, the category of persons that he likes black people or black athletes to behave in a certain manner. You know what I'm saying? Like he mentioned how Steph Curry and LeBron and James Harden in that situation, they would have laughed it off. I was a good nigga, boss. You know, and first of all, he's so clouded with hatred for Westbrook that he doesn't take into account the fact that Westbrook has had numerous bad interactions with fans over the last few years. He's not facing the little boy when the little boy hit him. Okay. He didn't know initially what happened. And Westbrook is 100% correct. The parents should not have him going around, the little boy, putting his hands on people. Straight up. I don't give a damn. The issue isn't about. So you're changing the issue, Cal Hurt. The issue isn't about the little boy being a little boy, and no, it's about personal space and not putting your hands on other people. You see, us men in the Me Too movement have been told, look, even if it's a platonic pat on the back, we got to keep our hands to ourselves when it comes to ladies, right? Even if it's, a handshake, and you know how some people have a gesture where they shake someone's hand and they put their other hand on a person's arm. Oh, well, to her, you're trying to get a feel. In our eyes, we're like, well, what were you talking about? But to them, to those in the Me Too movement, respect their space, right? Okay. That can lead to a lot of, resentment on the part of a lot of men because they feel like it's stupid, but okay. In this situation with Westbrook, his point to me should make more sense to everybody. It's not the fact it's a little boy. It's the fact that the fans need to stay in their parameters, in their space. Stop touching people. And this notion about, him reacting the way he reacted is just, what did you just say? Reason number 365 or something like that about why you can't build around Russell Westbrook. Let me tell you something, jackass. I guarantee you, if that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he would have reacted the same way, probably did react the same way. We don't know about every game that they played. I guarantee you that Bill Russell would have reacted the same way playing in 1950s, 1960s Boston. And someone just feel like they can touch him. Kareem, arguably the greatest player of all time, especially when you consider prep, college, and pro. I remember a fella by the name of Kent Benson, I think his name was. Fouled Kareem, put his hands on Kareem in a manner that Kareem thought was far and beyond what a player should do. He punched Kent Benson right in his goddamn face. Hurt his hand in the process. Probably said it was a stupid thing to do, but he did it. The Chief, Robert Parrish, one of the most mild-mannered individuals you'll ever find, was once playing the game against the Boston Celtics. Bill Laimbeer, being Bill Laimbeer, was playing dirty, tried to trip up the Chief when he was going for rebounds, which could cause, sprained ankles. He was doing these types of tactics throughout the entire game. And Roy Parrish laid the smackdown on his ass, knocked him the fuck out temporarily. Okay, now this is a player against player, but what I'm trying to emphasize is the intense competitive nature and the ferocity that you have to turn on at times when you're playing competitive sports. All right? He was in the midst of a game where the Thunder were trying to mount a comeback. He's totally into the game, and then you have this thing happen where you turn around and you're like, what the fuck is that? I thought he handled it pretty well. He didn't go off into histrionics and, irate gestures. The parents laughed it off, being the rich, privileged, snotty fucks that they probably are. Okay? And he's right. That's bad behaviors that they need to correct. Okay? Maybe in your culture, Colin, that's acceptable, but not in ours. Okay? Now let me go into something else that you keep talking about. You keep talking about how he can't shoot free throws anymore. His shot is broke. All this stuff. Nobody ever said that Russell Westbrook is the greatest player of all time. Okay? But I love him because he's a baller and he's kind of a throwback in his mentality toward the old NBA, where you looked at your opponents as the enemy. This is war. I can empathize with that position and that mindset 1,000% because that's how I always went at sports. No, I never played organized sports. Okay, but whenever I would play, what I'm saying, with friends, high school, whatever, it was always war. That's just how my mindset is. Not everybody has to play like that. But has Colin realized in the last, I think, 3 or 4 games that Russell Westbrook has shot over 50% from the floor? He's been hitting, I think, in the last 4 or 5 games at a 40% clip from three-point range. Yes, he still turns the ball over a lot. He's not perfect, all right? But James Harden turns the ball over even more. He doesn't get any criticism from the media about it. Okay? And in the process, Russell Westbrook, you said 64%. He's actually shooting close to 66%. I think there's a huge improvement. But your boy LeBron James generally doesn't shoot that much better anyway. And in the fourth quarter, he's terrible. But you never seem to criticize that, you smirking piece of fucking goddamn Jimmy Carter hairline bastard, you. You creepy looking Mr. Rogers. Russell Westbrook's field goal percentage has jumped from 41.2% to 42.5%, which is close to his career average. And he's shooting now from 23% up to 27% from three-point range. Of course, that's not great. It's not good. But he's never been a great shooter. You guys go out of your way to overstate the obvious. Is he a pure shooter? Hell no. Is Russell Westbrook a capable scorer? Yes. He's a volume scorer. As was Kobe Bryant, even though Bryant was a better shooter. But Kobe was a volume scorer. All right? Isaiah Thomas was a volume scorer. But that doesn't mean they weren't great players. Colin, as the illustrious Ticket TV would say, you don't know shit about basketball. Shut the fuck up and let people who know about the game talk about it. You dick riding faggot for LeBron. That's all I got to say. Too Raw for TV signing off.